What is up, family? It's the boy, it's the Don DJ Ramo, aka Omar Rodriguez, aka your heavy metal journalist. And as promised, I'm going to be doing the reaction on why Sick Boy is now off all streaming platforms and all YouTube. The Kujo Beats and Ren reaction. Yesterday I reacted to the Kujo Beatdown, which is an absolute intense song by all means. I mean, when we see Ren pissed off and angry and just going off the walls, it's just absolutely mind-blowing because we're used to seeing Ren sing all these beautiful songs. But of course, you know, we know Ren is just like a multifaceted, multi-platform type of personality, genius. I always say he has like a solar system of emotions, whether it's sad, mad, happy, angry, pissed off, or just very knowledgeable. Ren is somebody who can absolutely do it all, and that's why all of us are so gravitated to him. I've loved Ren since my first reaction to Hi Ren, to The Tale of Jenny and Screech, to Money Game, to every single song that he's released. It's mean the whole world to me. And, you know, Ren always talks about mental illness, physical illness. You know, he talks about just love. He talks about everybody being together and supporting each other. And Ren has been a huge part of my life. I know, like, I do reactions. I do reviews. I listen to music online. And one of the things Ren helped me with was my mental health, me dealing with it. And a lot of times his music has helped me through it. I can't tell you, I've listened to Chalk Outlines like 1,000 times. With his song with Chinchilla, which is absolutely like a huge staple in my life now. I can't tell you how many people I've introduced that song to. And also, you know, most of all, Ren has introduced me to you guys, you know. Like, if it wasn't for all your beautiful comments in the comment sections and everybody loving the hugs and just the positivity from my videos, like, it means the whole world to me, you know, because we're anti-anxiety and we're anti-depression and we're anti-anger on this channel. And Ren, you know, until I started doing reactions to Ren, I never really preached that all that much. And I could literally say that Ren was a huge influence on my channel in general, you know. Talking to you guys every day has been a huge blessing, and I wouldn't have all of you in my life if it wasn't for people like Ren and the Renegades. You guys have been with me for like the last 4 to 5 months. Honestly, less than that, like 2 or 3 months, and all of you have just been a blessing. And Ren has the best fans. Ren's just an amazing guy, and you know, so I did a little bit of research. This Ren Sick Boy is the second studio album. I know he's had a bunch of EPs, and this is following his album Freckled Angels, which is also incredible. Ren is just a mastermind. You know, he could rap, he could sing, he could play instruments, he could act, he could do whatever he wants. Honestly, if Ren had a movie out, I would totally watch it. They need to cast him in like a super like badass movie, dramatic movie. I would totally watch it. But now we're gonna watch his explanation on why Sick Boy is off all streaming platforms and off YouTube. You know, I did the reaction to Kujo Beatdown, and everybody was like, "Omar, you should have watched the explanation first." And you know what, guys? I apologize. You know, I have a 4-year-old son. I always say that on my channel, but the thing is like, for me, I do this channel and I take time out of my day. I want this channel to be just as personal with my life, and talking to you as much as possible, you know, because the moments we share now we're never going to get back, and I want every moment to be special, every moment to be worthy. And I want you to know about my situations, but you know, I'm like a weekend reactor, so I'm definitely going to do this now because there's only certain artists I've done this for. I've done this for like Floor Hansen. I've done this for a couple other artists, but Ren is one of those artists I'll easily watch this 30-minute video because I was trying to watch it anyways, but you guys requested it. And yeah, I'm not one to do reactions over and over, so I'm not going to redo Kujo Beatdown and watch it over again, but I did enjoy it. I did get the point. But now watching this is going to be a more thorough explanation about it. So if you feel like commenting and not having to watch this whole video, but just tell me your 2 cents about it, please comment below. It would help my channel a lot. I'm not a super insanely mad huge channel. And if you guys subscribe, it would mean the whole world to me and my son, because this channel is literally my whole life, and you guys mean a whole lot to me, and Ren means the whole world to me too. Artists like Ren, artists like Nightwish, all these artists that have really brought love to me from this online world, which is the real world. You know, you're right now sitting there watching me, and I truly appreciate your time, and I don't ever want to waste it. So if you feel like you want to join the family, hit that subscribe. Tell me your opinions on this video, and I just love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. Like I always say, bring in that hug. Bring in that hug. And you know what? Even on my worst days, anytime I record a video and I say bring in that hug, it makes me actually feel a lot better. So I really do appreciate it. And there's people in the comment sections of my subscribers that say it means a lot. And like I always say, if anybody's ever having a bad day, feel free to email me. I'm not one of these like conceited YouTubers. I'm not an ass. I'm here to support you guys. I love Ren. All right, you guys have been hearing me ramble for like 5 minutes. Feel free to skip through. Here it is. Why Sick Boy is off all platforms in YouTube. Ren's situation in Kujo.
Never ever really wanted to have to make, but it's very important for me that I do. All the time, artists all over the world pour their souls into their work, and that work is tainted by money or greed. A lot of you will have been asking me the question why Sick Boy has disappeared now, as well as YouTube on streaming services. It's a video that was very close to me. It's a video that told my story about my health. It's a video that told the story of many other people who have been gaslit by the medical community. It's a story of greed in the music industry, ironically, funnily enough. It's also a song that I poured tens of thousands of pounds into for a music video, for promotion. It was also the leading title of the only #1 album that I've got, so I was very, very proud of it. And we'll no longer have that song, guys. And I want to go into the reasons why. Also, I do recommend sticking around to the end of this video, because I've got a very exciting announcement about all of this that relates to all of this right at the end. People who have been following me for a while, they'll know the sort of person I am, they know the principles that I have, and they'll know how I treat other independent artists. So they'll know why it was so important for me to have to make this video. And I want this to be as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I'm emotionally affected by it, and that may leak in, right? But I want to share entire clips of these conversations so there can be no doubt. Also, if Kujo and his girlfriend want to share any more screenshots of other those conversations, I encourage them to, because I believe that this should all be public knowledge, so there can be no doubt. Rather than taking people's words from it, I would like them just to see transparently what has happened here. To give context for all of this, back in 2022, I buy a beat from BeatStars, right? If anyone who doesn't know, BeatStars is a platform that connects producers to artists who need beats. I do produce most of my own work, but I wanted to find some hip-hop beats for inspiration. What I would usually do is buy a beat, arrange it slightly differently, tweak it myself, add my own vocals, add my own layers and stuff like that. I find this banging beat, right, from a producer called KUJOBEATS, which I buy an unlimited license for. This is all very important to keep in mind for later on, right? I buy an unlimited license, which means that I am able to put it on all streaming platforms and get as many streams as I want, and all recording on platforms like YouTube, etc.
Speaking the facts right now. Listen up, people.
Right? After I do this, I send my YouTube guy that I work with, and I send the publishing team an email just giving them a heads up, being like, yo guys, I bought this beat, they need to be registered correctly, content ID needs to be turned off. I'll put a clip of that. I'm putting screenshots of those messages here, just in case Kujo claims I never did this. I did do this. I also went the extra mile and messaged the team and said, look, we need to credit him on Spotify credits and stuff like that as well, because sometimes artists don't always fully credit producers. I think that I forgot to do it in the YouTube description for like the first month or two, and then I updated it, and then he was fully credited the whole time, right? That was just a lapse, because there was a lot going on. I was in Canada treating and stuff. But anyway, he was credited fully, like, very soon in, everywhere. And as far as I was aware, registered everywhere. So I don't think anything of it, right? Also, in the BeatStars contract, it says very clearly that the person selling you the beat has to own the beat. And if there are any elements of the beat that he doesn't own, he has to let you know. This is very important to remember for what is to follow as well, right? So yeah, I think there's no problems. I buy the beat, I record a song. This is before things have blown up with my music, so I'm still pretty underground artist at this point. I record the track, put it out. I even get a message from him at some point, which is also important to remember because of the hypocrisy of this whole situation. That's like, wicked, I love the track, okay? Remember that too. Before I begin, I just want to add this. I have no problem with BeatStars. I think they're a very innovative company who actually help people make art, which I'm very, very passionate about. I think the contracts and the things you're getting into could be clearer, because we're now in a situation negotiating older tracks bought from BeatStars. I would love to talk to the if anyone from there is watching, I imagine they will be at some point. I would love to talk to the CEO, founder of BeatStars, face to face, just because I want to understand how something like this could have happened, and I want to understand why it escalated the way it did, because from what I've heard, he's someone who cares a lot about artists, and someone who creates a platform like that, I think, must be very passionate about music. I'd love to chat to you if you're listening, and I'd love to figure out why this happened and how we can stop things like this happening in the future. I also think that there needs to be a bit more stringent checks on if people are selling unlicensed samples, because then things tend to get a little bit sticky like they have here.
Alright, it sounds like he might have got some beats from some guy who didn't have the licenses to sell them, and then Ren ended up getting in trouble for writing with those beats, but I'm sure Ren will explain it. We got 30 more minutes in this video. Love you guys.
Anyway, that's it. I have no problem with BeatStars, because I'm not interested in going to war with them, because I think that it's really cool that there's a platform like that that exists for artists and producers to be connected. Just thought I'd put that out there, make that clear. Right, so I arrive home from Canada after a 1.5 year long treatment of treating brain damage and autoimmunity, which a lot of you will know if you've been following my journey. And I'm expecting a nice 2 weeks with my mates before I do my first ever solo show in 5 years because of my health. So I'm just like, I want a nice chill time. I want to be able to focus on rehearsing and stuff. Very early on, I wake up to a message saying, yo, your song Sick Boy has been taken down. So I look at it, and sure enough, it's been copyright striked from this guy KUJOBEATS' channel. And initially I'm like, oh, this just must be some automatic fuck up. So like, I don't take it too seriously. I send him a message like, yo, there must have been a technical error or something here. No response for 2 days. So I'm like, what's going on?
See what his comment says. Yo man, my song just got copyright striked. Had paid for that and tagged you like you requested. What's going on? My channel has a copyright strike now, and that video has millions of views. Was paid for through BeatStars, and we even spoke about it. Dude, what? Dude, that's insane.
So I check his channel, and then I see a comment of that beat that he licensed me, and I see a comment that's like, Ren has left me no choice. I'm sorry that I had to do this. And I'm like, okay, so this was intentional. Like, what? Like, the last conversation I had with this guy was months ago, with him being like, yo, big up your work, it's sick. So I'm like super confused about it. So I send him another email like, dude, what's going on? Again, I get absolutely no response. So I put a comment on his YouTube comment section, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get hold of you. Why are you ignoring me? Like, I just want to resolve this amicably. What's going on? Finally, I get a response on Instagram. And for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put all of these responses in their full form so that there can be no doubt as to what happened. I'm just going to read out like the key moments and explain the key moments. But if anyone's like interested in deep diving so there can be no doubt as to what's happened here, feel free to pause it. If Kujo and his girlfriend, like I said, feel like we... Finally, I get...
Well, I'll read this out. Hey man, wanting to understand what's going on with the dispute. I thought you had been credited fairly everywhere. If you hadn't been, it's totally my bad. I was going through brain damage treatment at the time of your message, but I thought I'd updated it all correctly. In regards to the sample, we got a message saying that the sample of the choir had not been cleared, but I had nothing to do with what happened next. That was my publisher. They just told me they were dealing with it, and I heard nothing about it since. So I'm really confused as to what's going on, but I'd love to sort it so everyone's happy, because I don't want, for the sake or for your sake or mine, for this to need to get legal, because it's such a pain in the ass and costly thing to happen. If you could let me know who in my team you've been talking to and what they said, I'll get on it. Because if it's something they've done wrong on their end, I want to resolve it as soon as possible, so everyone is happy. I just really try focus on the music and stay out of all this business. So I had no idea there was an ongoing dispute going. Just got forwarded some comments from you replying to someone, which I was kind of surprised about. All right.
A response on Instagram, and for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put all of these responses in their full form so that there can be no doubt as to what happened. I'm just going to read out like the key moments and explain the key moments. But if anyone's like interested in deep diving so there can be no doubt as to what's happened here, feel free to pause it. If Kujo and his girlfriend, like I said, feel like I've left anything out, they are welcome to post it. I have nothing to hide about this situation. So he responds and he tells me that he's been talking to my lawyer for months, which I have no idea about. I've been in Canada. And he seems like quite a nice guy initially, so I'm like, okay, maybe this has all just been a misunderstanding. I remember even saying to like Connor and that, I was like, this has probably just been a misunderstanding and something's gone wrong here. Don't worry. He seems like you're alright, dude. We will sort this out. But then after that little exchange, I noticed a comment in the YouTube comment section on his video saying that I'm lying about the situation when I thought that we like on the same page here. So I pull him up on it and he's like, oh no, I didn't say you were lying, when he clearly did. That should have been like the first red flag for me, but still giving him the benefit of the doubt, I was like, okay, maybe another misunderstanding. Anyway, so I contact my lawyer to find out what the hell's happening, because I'm in the dark about all of this situation. And he explains to me that I've been sold a beat with a stolen sample, with an unlicensed sample, and that the Bulgarian choir sample owners had chased him and gone, look, you've used this beat without permission, you've used this sample without permission, and so you need to give us 50% of the publishing split. And what my lawyer's done, because we were sold a beat in good faith and it wasn't actually cleared, he's reached out to Kujo and gone, look, I think you need to absorb this for selling this in bad faith, basically. And they've gone, no, we're not going to absorb that. And then it's escalated, and I think because my lawyer was being slightly slow with the responses, they also, keep in mind, I don't know any of this is happening right now. To get my attention, they issue a copyright strike on the video, which affects my YouTube channel, by the way, and the video gets taken down as a form of leverage, which is a bizarre way of dealing with things, I think, because it would have been a good idea to contact me, maybe, like anyone first, if this was getting so like blown up. Like maybe the lawyers, maybe Kujo could have actually reached out to me, the artist. Nobody did. So I found that a bit bizarre. Any fucking way. Then I read another comment that Kujo's posted, calling me a coward to pay the royalties he's owed, and I'm like, what royalty? That's also, in my head, the publishers are just paying him the money, and now the situation has to change until everyone agrees on it. But I wasn't even privy to that conversation about what a fair split should be yet. So I was like, what? I don't owe you. I don't owe this guy money. Like, there's no master splits on the BeatStars contracts, by the way. So all money that comes in to Kujo, which should be paid to Kujo, rightly so, comes from the publisher, which has nothing to do with me, by the way. I explained this so many times in this conversation, by the way, and he's adamant to say, probably short of like 50 times, pay me my money. I am nothing to do with his money, right? So it's a very bizarre thing to keep saying, but I try to explain that to him patiently, never really takes it in. Anyway, he calls me a coward on this comment.
Man, this sucks, man. It sounds like Ren really was trying to just be a good-hearted guy, or he is a good-hearted guy, I'm trying to say, and just try to figure this out. And then, like, he's talking about the greed in the music industry, the conniving, the head chopping off of this industry is disgusting, dude. And it sucks that he's even going through this crap. This makes me sick.
And so I pull him up on that. This actually starts to then rub me up a little bit. So I'm like, I pull him up on that. It's saying like, the hell, like, cowardly. Anyway, I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point. Anyway, despite this, I feel like he's probably just misinformed. So I still take his side on it, and I go on to reassure him he'll get paid his pub.
Alright, it says, man, I swear the music business is effed. I've been knowing this for a minute, but so much incompetence, whatever the case. Rest assured, whatever the split ends up being with publishing after the sample clearance, you will get paid. I'll make sure of it. So don't stress out about losing any money. Love, bro. Thanks for being so open and respectful.
Publishing money, because I want him to get paid his publishing money. Doesn't affect me in any way. So like, I was like, yeah, I'll chase it up for you. I let him know that I'm happy to split publishing if there's a bit of a grey area, and I'm kind of reassuring him. It's really important to remember this, by the way, guys, because some of the lies that are posted later make me out to be really unreasonable. So I'm like, yo, if there's some simple mistake, let's split the publishing. It's cool. I'm happy to do that. Yeah. Anyway, so he comes back to me and lies more. He says it's always up to the performer to clear the sample. It's not. It's up to the producer. But unless there's been a conversation, But in this case, as you can see, we're willing to make concessions for you to get your fair share. So actually, it's me making the concessions here because he sold a stolen sample. And I'm like, you know what? You can still have some publishing split, right? So like, I'm actually being the one that's being quite reasonable here. And he's flipped on his head like, we'll be good to you, you know, because I've done nothing wrong in this situation. Anyway, I was like, and then he says, I was under the impression you would have received a warning. I had no idea that the video would be completely taken down. Another lie, as you'll see soon. He and his lawyer agreed to take this video down as a form of leverage. It was our only possible negotiation tactic to get a response. Maybe message me. They're scratching their head. How can we get a response? Okay, we'll take his video down, issue a copyright strike, which also, I didn't actually violate the contract. Not intentionally. So the only possible tactic, dude, message me. Send me an email, like you've messaged me before to tell me that you love my work, so like send me an email about this. Anyway, he says he also wants to wrap it up immediately and get the song back online. Another lie, as you will see later on, because he decides to stick to his guns and use the video as leverage. Anyway, the plot thickens. I get an email from their lawyer, and I'm not going to share it in case they start claiming I'm sharing things I'm not supposed to. But I get an email, and it says, on top of the publishing split, they want a £3,000 payment, right? They want a 15% retroactive split of the master, which has nothing to do with publishing, which means like 15% of everything the song has ever made since it came out, retroactively. So since it's come out to this moment, and then into the future, when I've paid for an unlimited sample, unlimited license beat, and with that you're talking money from record sales, you're talking money from streaming things, you're talking all of that when they haven't put any effort into promoting the song. He's made a beat and he's stolen part of the beat, and he wants 15% of everything the song has ever made for that, plus the £3,000 advance. Out of principle, I wasn't going to give him that, but because like may have been slightly open to negotiations if they hadn't used the song as leverage and actually treated me like a decent person. I hadn't put like lies about the situation, right? But nah, out of principle, I wasn't going to agree to that. And also to clarify, when I've been in rooms with producers and we've made a song from scratch, I've done a lot of like 50-50 splits, or I've done like 25-75, or with other collaborated artists, we just agree on a split that's like 50-50, 25. So, you know, like 15% isn't outrageous, right? What's outrageous is that they already sold it with an unlimited license right from the get-go. So you go into BeatStars thinking, I'm buying an unlimited license for this much money, right? And I was broke at the time when I bought that beat. So it's like, you go into the situation buying something, and then later on down the line, it can come back and sting you if they go, oh, this slight thing, well, we found a loophole here, which means then now you owe us all this money, right? So it's like, it was kind of unfair, because say you buy a painting off somebody for £10, and then the price of it rises exponentially because maybe the painter dies or something, or he becomes really popular. You don't then just go back to the person you sold it to and go, oh, that painting's worth like 20 times more now, give me a bit more money for it, because the transaction's been done. And that's kind of how I felt about the BeatStars thing. It wasn't about
dude, that's how everybody feels, dude. That makes no effing sense. It sounds like a bunch of, I just want to freaking cuss, dude, because I'm so mad. Dude, I feel bad for Ren, dude.
Me losing money. It was about the principle of like, we've stepped into this agreement, and I was in full faith thinking I was buying an unlimited sample, but that's unlimited license, sorry. But that's not actually what's happened, is it? Right? And it says that if I don't agree to this, they're within their right to claim 100% of the song because I have breached something in the contract, right? Now, this is what I breached. Apparently content ID was turned on the track, okay, on YouTube. As you'll see from my earlier on in this video, I actually specifically requested content ID was turned off, and my YouTube guide did turn it off. There has been something to do with the distribution where somewhere along the line, even after I specifically requested this, it may have gotten turned on at some point, right? Where this doesn't actually make any money, which we've got proof of, because I actually let reactors, I let content creators monetize their own videos where they're reacting to my songs. I've done this since the start because I believe that everyone should get paid. It helps promote me. I'm not losing out. Everyone's a winner. A rising tide lifts all ships, baby. So
I love you, Ren. But I could already see how they're trying to use this on him, because if all the reactors are making a piece of it, then yeah, I already see where this is going, man. But I love you, Ren. I appreciate it. And honestly, like yeah, I put monetization on some of my stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it helps buy diapers for my son. So Ren, thank you so much for helping me buy diapers for my kid and buying him food. To be honest, I don't make a ton of money off my channel. I think I maybe make like $5 a month. I don't make a whole lot of money like these other reactors or people do. So I think if I get like a video with like 1,000 views, I get maybe like 50 cents or something. I don't get anything crazy. But you know what, Ren? I love you, dude, and I appreciate you looking out for us.
Like, I'm like, they're using this as leverage, but legally, but thus is the world. They actually had something to lean on with that. So they were like, look, if you don't agree to these terms, 15% retroactive master split, this share on publishing, and a £3,000 advance against the master, we're going to take 100% of what you own. At this point, I'm obviously pretty annoyed, which is pretty understandable, right? Anyway, at this point, they've got my attention, so there's no reason they need to use the video for Sick Boy as leverage, right? So I give them a fair warning. I'm like, mate, if you don't put the video back up on Friday, I'm going to have to put a public post explaining why it's down. And I give him a fair warning, which is also important to remember, because later on he plays the victim, saying that I've put a post encouraging my fans to bully him, which I didn't. I gave him a fair warning about it. I never once encouraged them to bully him. I just needed to explain why my video was down, because this was proper stressing me out, and I feel like I didn't want to be silenced about the whole situation. But the time comes around, I put the post out, and I'm always still thinking for like a positive solution here. So I have like a brainwave of like, oh, I've got a brilliant solution, right? So I approach him and I'm like, dude, look, I know that things got complicated here, but out of principle, I don't really want to budge on the master split for this thing, but I've got a much better idea, because a lot of my fan base are like now giving him, because I put the public post out, a lot of my fan base is giving him grief, and I'm like, you know what, I want this guy's life to get ruined because of this. Like, despite how frustrated it's made me, I don't want this guy to get ruined. I don't want him to get abused about it. I just wanted to get the song back. That was the thing. So like, I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, look, I thought of a thing, because I am a man of principle. I didn't want to bend to threats and stuff about the song being claimed 100%. So I'm like, I've got a much better idea. Let's make a song. We'll split it 50-50 down the middle. Master, publishing, everything. A song from scratch. Then if we do that way, it'll be like a fuck you to the industry. Yeah, you and me on a track. You'll make way more money this way because it's 50-50. You'll also get my fan base on your side. It's going to be a great thing, because I'm always like, I want to look forward. I don't want to look backwards. I don't want to look at all these things that happened in the past. I'm like, this is actually going to make him even more.
Amen, brother. Amen.
And he rejected it. He turned it down, which I still think to this day is a bit of a silly move given what happened and what happened next. But it's a shame, man. And if you're watching this, you really should have taken that. I'm sure you are watching it. You really should have taken that deal. It was brilliant. Not only would it set you up with way more money, which is obviously what you most care about in this situation, but it also got loads of my fans on your side, which would also set you up for all things that you release independently as well, and you'd have come out this looking good. Shame. I offered you that olive branch. I offered quite a few olive branches on numerous occasions, which you weren't interested in. Then after that, there's a post on Instagram saying that I've stolen samples from people, which is bizarre because I never have. So I send him a message being like, he said,
you replied to Kujo, if you're talking about my last track, the Vera Hall samples cleared, other than that, which track? Because all the other tracks I've made are all my own beats and recording. You replied to yourself. It says, if you're talking about my last track, the Vera Hall samples cleared, receipts, it's even online in public database. Look, I'm done fighting with you. I'm able to negotiate fairly, and if you... He said, I'm not talking shit. Everything I've said comes from this conversation, which is why I've said many times you're welcome to share it. It says, also, if you're talking about any online retakes, I'm actually had props from the artists they're sampled from, and they get revenue share on the videos. But nice reach, man. Okay.
A British artist has got in touch with him and been like, Ren steal samples, which is obviously complete made up bullshit, right? So I messaged him about that. I'm like, what samples have I stolen? The Vera Hall one that I just put out, totally cleared. We cleared that with publishing company because I actually don't like steal my samples. And then any covers that I've done, they're just on YouTube. You're allowed to do that because there's a cover license on YouTube. So like, what are you talking about? To which he then just like ignores it, takes the post down, and then like and then just goes on some other fucking tangent. So it's like kind of grasping at straws here to make me look like the bad guy. So we arranged to have this call with the lawyers and Kujo, and I'm actually really excited to have the call because it's the first time I can talk to Kujo face to face, deal with this like grown-ups, like adults, and talk to each other. But it's not how it pans out. So we get on the call, and the first thing that happens is the lawyer just says, look, Ren, I think that you taking this public was very unprofessional. And I was like, hold on a second, I wasn't the person who took this public, first of all. Like, taking the video down is an aggressive move. And also, I didn't take it public, first of all. Kujo was commenting countless things on his YouTube before I even made the comment, calling me a liar, a coward, a so like, to say that I took this public, nah, I just responded to what happened and then explained to my fans why the song was down. Those posts are still up for everyone to see. All the posts on his comments are still there for everybody to see. So first of all, it was kind of like we got into it straight away with me like having to be like, I put it straight, and then everyone was like, okay, yeah, fair enough. The funniest thing about that call is Kujo was on it. He did not say a single word. Even when I like addressed him with questions, his lawyer would interject and go, I can answer that. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to talk to the person who's like, you know, like an adult. I want to talk to this person. And then my lawyer there's even a moment when my lawyer's like, look, I want to address this question to Kujo. Do you actually feel like this situation is fair? He says nothing, and the lawyer interjects again. So for that whole call, which, you know, took about half an hour, 40 minutes, he didn't say a single word. And I thought that was disrespectful, given the circumstances. He later claimed that it was because he doesn't legally know enough and it should be between the lawyers. But no, man, like, regardless of your legal knowledge, we can still have a conversation like adults. Like, I'm not between the lawyers, but
let's see, you didn't say a single sentence on the call, not one. That's because I let professionals handle business like an adult. Man-child, what?
No, man, like, regardless of your legal knowledge, we can still have a conversation like adults. Like, I'm not here to try and like intimidate or anything like that. I want to talk to you like a grown-up, brother. And that didn't happen. I wasn't afforded that luxury. I was talking a fair bit on that call about how I felt about the situation and what I felt was right. And I also said on that call that I didn't think that a retroactive split was right, because of all the reasons I've mentioned. But it is what it is, man. And then we came off the call, and I felt pretty let down by it, to be honest. This is where the plot gets even more ridiculous, and I'm sorry this is a long video, guys, but this is mad, and this is emotionally exhausting.
Hey, if any of my friends are still on this video at 21 minutes, comment below, I'm still here, Omar, at 21 minutes. I want to see how many people do it.
So I read a bunch of comments on Instagram from this person talking about the contract, saying things that aren't actually in the contract. I'm like, who the f is this? So I message him and be like, yo, by the way, you're misinformed. The contract actually doesn't state that it's on me to clear the samples. Then I click on the profile. I realise that it's Kujo's girlfriend, so I immediately unsend all those messages. Because to be honest, look, he was getting grief from my fans, and I think to myself, you know what? He needs someone supporting him, even though that he's been an arsehole. I don't want to like start messaging his girlfriend and shit, whatever. I'll leave her out of this. But she sees that I've unsent the messages, and she instigates the conversation, says, have you done an oopsie? We start chatting for a long time. We'll put those messages up so that you can read it. It actually ends up being, it seems to me, like it's like semi-amicable after a while of talking to each other. Like you can pause this and read this if you want. It's like basically the long and short of it is like she feels like Kujo's been misrepresented and feels like it's a lot of the industry's fault, my lawyer's fault and stuff like that, which is kind of what Kujo feels like, right? She then threatens to break my kneecaps, which, even though it's a little bit out of pocket.
All right, if I take it public, I'll make sure your BF doesn't get grief, okay? Even though I don't feel like he's dealt with this perfectly, but I know you feel the same about me. Leave him out of this if you do, please. Look, or else I'm flying to London and breaking your kneecaps. LOL. Heart emoji. I have nothing to gain. crushing a producer's career. Facts, dude. Ren's a great guy.
You know me, I laugh about it. The thing that rubs me up about things like that is, if that had been the other way around, I never actually once got violent about this situation. If that had been the other way around, they would have been like, Ren's such a violent, later on they would have been like, Ren's such a violent person, or using bully tactics, because they've spoken about like how I'm using bully tactics by simply talking about the situation publicly, transparently. She also gaslights me by saying, you know, like, imagine what would have happened if he had mental health issues. I have a very long list of mental health issues. I am the person with mental health issues. You're not considering what it does to my mental health, are you, when you take down a song that means that much to me? A song that I've poured into, that I'm exposing a part of me that's very vulnerable about my health journey. Like, you're not considering that, are you? All I've done is post publicly about the situation. I've never told anybody to send you guys abuse or anything like that. And actually, if anybody's watching this right now, for clarity, even though I am very annoyed about the situation, I don't want anyone to send them abuse. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm annoyed about the situation, but it's done now. The song's down. It's gone. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not trying to ruin somebody's life over this. I'll have my own form of revenge, as you'll see at the end of this video. But I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life over this. So, like, if they say to me that I'm trying to incentivize stuff like that, I'm not, guys. I don't want you to go and abuse them, right? But it is up to me to talk about this situation fairly. So, like, we seem to make some middle ground. She's even talking to me about, like, her ADHD, and knows that I've got ADHD, and, like, you know, maybe we just got... So I'm like, you know what? She seems pretty level-headed, right? So, like, cool. You know what? Maybe these guys are... It's just a big misunderstanding, and we can figure a way to amicably sort this out. And I say to her, look, yeah, I'm happy to split the publishing, but I don't really want to split the master out of principle, because I bought this, right? You know, but... Then at this point I start being like, you know what, maybe I'll split some of the master for the future stuff just to get this out of the way, even though I don't believe I should, because they've stolen the beat with a stolen sample. I'm like, if this just gets this over the line, I'm happy to split the future master. I even say that in the email thread to the lawyers and stuff, right? So I'm like, I'm conceding a little bit here because I just want this situation done with. We end on a good note in this conversation. Then the next morning I wake up to posts from her all over my Reddit lying about the contract, and then I see a comment on Anthony Ray's video where he's talking about the situation from her, saying this is what the contract says, and she made up she wrote a whole passage that wasn't even in our contract. It was completely made up. So after her being super nice to me behind the scenes in this conversation and feeling like I wake up to read this, and I'm like, I start losing my mind, because I'm like, these guys, they're like, they pretend they're on my side, and then it's just like they publicly post all this stuff. So I'm like, I put her up on it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, first of all, this is defamation. You can't be out here like making up stuff that's not even in the contract, you know? So she's like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Right, so next I find a bunch of messages on Reddit from Kujo's girlfriend lying about the contract, which I'm going to put up here, which is actually very illegal, by the way. No, I won't be pressing charges over it. I just want to get this situation out of the way, but... so I'm just going to put all these up for you to pause and read if you want to. It's ridiculous, basically. She also says that I was obviously upset, so I wasn't the most cooperative. As you guys, if you skip back in this video, you'll see I was extremely cooperative.
You are not completely wrong here, but you have to know that Kujo has tried to discuss it with Ren without middleman. It was the day after the strike, so Ren was obviously upset, so he wasn't the most cooperative. He refused to fully acknowledge that a mistake on his end causing Kujo not to get paid royalties was at heartfelt all of this. What the hell? And kept going on about Kujo fucked up for using an uncleared sample, so he had to make it right by accepting to give up all of his shares on the song in exchange for a fixed fee, which is what Ren's lawyer was offering for months without budging, and what led to the copyright strike in the first place. Ren kept on threatening to sue and to go public. To be fair, I think he was probably still quite worked up about the whole thing and in no place to negotiate, so they decided to call it quits for the time being and to see what their lawyers could work up together. Ren took it public the next morning.
When I found out what was going on, I was being very amicable when I was trying to offer Kujo solutions and being amazingly supportive and sympathetic. I refuse to fully acknowledge that a mistake on my end causing Kujo not to get paid was at the heart of all of this. It wasn't. A stolen sample was at the heart of all of this. Yes, the publishers, right, failed to correctly register Kujo, which wasn't anything to do with me. They've now remedied that, and there'll be a back payment for whatever percentage we end up on. No money's been lost here, right? That is something that was the publisher's fault, which I was very annoyed about, which I actually sent a message to the publishers about, explaining how annoyed I was about that situation, fighting for Kujo in that, when I didn't have to fight for Kujo because he was being a prick, right? So I sent that message to them anyway, fighting on Kujo's side, because despite all of this, I am a man of principle still, right? I kept threatening to sue and go public. No, I didn't. I wasn't threatening to sue. I did say I would go public if my song carried on being used as leverage. I gave them a very fair warning because they didn't need to use the song, the video as leverage, and they kept on doing that. That was because I kept getting hundreds of messages a day from my fans being like, where's the video, where's the video? And I wanted to address it all at once. And I also felt like I was being treated extremely unfairly, right? I had to accept by giving up all my shares of the song in exchange for a fixed fee. Yeah, that was something between my lawyers. Ren took in public the next morning. Yes, I did.
Kujo also claimed to me and publicly that he'd been chasing publishing money for over a year with no reply, which is why he was so annoyed, as did his girlfriend. This was another lie, as proven in the next screenshot. All right. Alright. Dude, literally in this message you posted yesterday, it said you guys were chasing for a year, and Kujo's told me that multiple times. I can go back and grab the proof. Hold up. What happened is Kujo has been asking about his publishing for almost a year when the song was posted, basically, and pretty much ghosted him until the Bulgarians showed up at his door. I know you're angry, but everything you're posting or telling me that isn't true makes the situation 1,000 times more complicated. Okay, but wait. You just said it wasn't till Paul emailed. That was April in my understandings. And then he contacted Kujo back and tried to get him to give up publishing over a sample. Did you ever reach out regarding publishing before the Bulgarian choir situation? Please tell me you did, because it helps you guys, and I'm trying my best to help you guys here. Bro, I'm not angry right now. I just woke up, and I have ADHD, so I have no effing memory, no sense of time whatsoever. Alright, I can't read the top. Because it says line. I'm just going to read where it starts off. It says, I'm not sure he did. I'm not sure he claimed he'd... okay. I'm not sure he did, and I'm not sure he claimed he did. Like I said, I don't remember, nor was I involved with everything from the get-go. Dude, I can show you the screenshot proof, and you literally claimed you were reaching out for a year last night. Hold up. He says, I know there was a call regarding the sample a while back where he tried to get Kujo to give up all rights to clear it in exchange for $3,000. It was a long time ago. This started in April as far as I know. That's 3 months ago, man, not a year. I think it's since that the negotiation started. What happened? Bro, until a month ago, I was working 50 hours a week and completely burnt out. I can't help you here. Alright. Sorry for the bad reading.
Let's take this home now. At this point, I've just lost all amicability, right? I'm pissed off. I messaged Kujo's girlfriend and him saying, this is the first time I've threatened to sue, but I'm like, if I see any more lies from you guys about this situation, I will sue you guys. Because it's like, that's my public image. Like, I pride myself on the fairness that I show everyone that I work with, right? And my principles. And I'm also very against greed, and I stand against it militantly, which a lot of you will know from my work and how I treat people. How I treat people that I work with, right? So them spreading this stuff that I'm trying to be greedy here massively hurts my public image. So I was like, if you guys lie anymore about this, yeah, I'm going to do something about it, basically. And then I'm talking to Kujo and things get more heated. We get another email from their lawyer saying, you know, like, if you won't agree to our terms, we will take 100% of the song. That's where we stand on it. that is final. If you do not agree to this retroactive master split, we're taking everything. So I messaged back. I'm going to show you that email. I messaged back, essentially summarizing this email. I just say, I'm going to take down the song myself. I'm fed up of this. I'm fed up of you threatening me with my own song that I poured myself into. I've explained what it means to me. I explained to both of them what it means to me. So I'm like, I'm taking it down myself. I don't want to let them win over this. I've been in situations in the music industry before where I had to concede because I was broke, and I just had to let a powerful, greedy person win over me, you know, like. And I know this is not the same situation. It's not like Kujo is like this in this huge position of power here, but how they've dealt with this whole situation was ridiculous. So I was like, rather than like bend to this leverage and just out of principle, I'm just going to take the song off. And it's ironic, man, because the song is about greed, you know, and it hurts me a lot that it's down now. It proper hurts me, man. I can't stress that enough because of what the song was and what the song meant to me, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I sent these emails. I also sent a mass email out to everybody, the publisher, Kujo, the lawyers involved, just saying how disappointed I am across the board, even from people on my side. I was just disappointed at how this whole situation been dealt with, because ultimately at the core of this situation, the only person getting proper hurt financially from this is me, right? Because of my hard work that I've done to promote this music, because of my story and how that's been exploited. I'm the person who will suffer future losses for the earnings, and that regardless of earnings, fuck earnings for a second, that song I was proud of. What it meant to people, I was proud of. The messages that I get from people every day, telling me like how much they relate to the song, how much it helps them through difficult times, you know, like that's gone now. That's taken away from people. So yeah, I'm pissed off. Anyway, so I sent that email out. Me and Kujo share some pretty heated words. If you're a petty person, you'll probably like to pause on some of this.
I'll just do it. Like I said, I'm a bad reader. Make it make sense. No, brother, I have no time for none of. I have no time for none of this out of principle. True me fatigues. I'm not paying you a master split. You have dealt with like a pretty rich coming from you, mate. Ahoy. F you. Talk to you. Tell him your terms. Let's finish this. I have multiple times. You know my terms, but that's irrelevant now. I don't give a fuck about the details anymore. I just want this to be over and get my bag. Tell them what you want so he can tell my guy and we can settle this for fuck's sakes.
Ridiculous. One of the things that took the piss the most that he said when I just lost my cool at this point. I lost all patience. One of the funny things he said after all this was like, if you really cared about your fans, then you would leave them the song. So he was turning it around on me when he'd used the song as leverage. He said, if you cared about your fans, you leave it up for them. Then he said, I'm letting my pride and ego get in the way because I'm not paying him money that I didn't think he deserved for selling a stolen beat, right? He's saying that that's my ego. It's my ego's fault. And then he kept saying, just pay me, let me get my bag. I want the money, just give me my money. I explained to him again, like, dude, I'm not the person that pays you the money. I've explained this to you so many times. It's the publisher. And he's like, all right, cool. It finally seems to sink in that, like, I haven't stolen this man's money. I haven't taken a penny of this man's money. The publisher was at fault for not registering it properly, and they're resolving that, and then he'll get his money from the publishing. I don't want a penny of that. I don't care about that money. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. He deserves a bit of money for making that part of the beat. Sure. He shouldn't have stolen a sample and then sold it to me. Theoretically, he could have all of his publishing taken away, but even after all of this, I still agreed to give him a bit of a publishing split just to shut him up, man. So it's like, I could have been even more petty and dug my feet in there, but I just want this situation over with. So the song's down. The funniest comment that I'm going to end this on, because this is going to be some album artwork, by the way, single artwork, sorry. This is the next announcement. He goes, alright, peace. Your music sucks, by the way. Which is really funny, considering, the message earlier where he told me that it was an honour, or it was like, it was really good to work with me, Funny. It's funny, hypocritical. Funny. But yeah, sure, my music sucks, brother. Cool. That's going to be the single artwork. which leads me to my last point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm releasing a song about this whole situation, and it's dedicated to Kujo.
Kujo Beatdown.
And it's coming out next week. It's coming out a week today.
Damn it.
It's called Kujo Beatdown. And I love it. We made an amazing video for it.
There it is. You want to see it.
By the way, the beat has no unlicensed samples in it. I made the whole thing myself. I wrote all the lyrics myself. All the beats are mine. And that'll be going up on YouTube and Spotify next week. I'll also be recreating Sick Boy because those lyrics and that arrangement is mine. So for the anniversary of Sick Boy the album, you will be getting Sick Boy the beat remade, bigger and better than ever, without Kujo's input on it. So look forward to that as well. And then there's also a third song dropping that's a little bit more positive. Next week's song is angry, alright? I'm just going to warn you there. And before Kujo and his, like, before they start complaining about blah blah blah, artistic license here, you know what? I've said my piece. I'm not interested in ruining your life, bro, but I felt like I needed to get it out somehow, and so I got it out somehow. And I hope you're watching this, man, and I hope you enjoy the song, because it's dedicated to you, baby. Anyway, guys, I know that this was a long video, but I wanted there to be no doubt as to where everything stood in this situation and why you don't have a song that means so much to so many people and means so much to me. But there will be a revamped version of that song coming very soon, guys. And if you've made it this far, thank you sincerely. And I hope there can be no doubt as to this situation. Thank you.
Before I have my suggestions on this, alright, I'm going to watch Kujo Beatdown again, okay? Maybe I do need to rewatch it, you know? I won't kind of make a separate video and call this a re-reaction. You know what? After hearing all that, I gotta hear this Kujo Beatdown, and then I'll talk about the whole video of it going down. You guys ready? Let's do this.
Person who is rightly doing right, who is right there on the righteous path, no wrong in words I write. But the forces out there test me, Ren. I'm trying to find the path of forgive all those who test my will. There's trouble in my heart. What the fuck, you little pussy? This ain't highway number 2. This ain't pendulum, those songs of hope the cunt took from you. And the last time we did this, the hope did prevail. Now the hope is the road that will choke a bitch pale. No, just wait a sec, cause there's nothing to be gained when you sever the neck. I know the art is a part of your heart, so you're upset, but this hate breeds hate. Please wait, geez, Ren. I'm getting pretty sick of the sick boy, trying to be the it boy, trying to be the I'm so morally equipped boy. Face it, you're mad as fuck, Ren. Now let me cut this worm with my razor blade pen. Fuck it.
Get it now.
Hi Kujo, please don't try to struggle, hear me out. See, I'm on your side really. Well, I was, till I found you could get a little greedy. Push your luck a little far. There's a moral little Jimmy of the cookie and the jar. See the needy and the greedy, they're just trying to fill a hole. So they take and then they take and still the empty in their soul. They feel so hard done by, poor little you. Wanna take from me big, then I'll take from you too. Slut, you said enough. I thought you said you like it rough. I thought you said she liked it rough. You're a bitch, man, what the fuck? I'm confused by this dynamic. Like it's Bonnie and it's Clyde, but the killing you're committing is career suicide. Whoa, guys, you probably think that this is extreme, I won't lie. Maybe just a little bit mean, you know. I feel a little bad about it, really. Nah, I'm only messing, lad. I love to spank the greedy. Feel me? I hope you wake up sweating from your nightmares. See me? I'm the sick boy that you enslave. Free me. When you fuck with my work, you might as well bleed me. put my whole soul into my words legally. Now a little thief want beef, want steal from me. That's how little thief lose teeth, you meal to me. I'm the subject matter, you are part of the scenery. This is how the sick boy work, you feeling me? Cunt, I'm sick with the pen. I went easy on the daughter, he's a friend, it's Zen. But if I ever hear your mouth speak the name of Ren out in public, then it's public, you don't want that again. And no warning for your bitch, if a girlfriend too. Mrs. Nice behind the scenes, poor Kujo, boo-hoo. If I ever read another fucking comment from you, then this is only part one, it's even worse than part two.
Alright, I'm happy I rewatched this. I might take down the other reaction, honestly. I am going to. I'm going to take down the other reaction. This was good. Because now it all makes sense. Alright, guys. Like I read it before, the views expressed in this video are for creative purposes. Any issues I have dealt with will be dealt with on a personal basis. I do not condone abuse or bullying. Okay. So we watched the whole explanation about Ren. He got screwed, man. He bought a beat that he thought, you know, through a company that sells beats. He bought a stolen beat that this other guy stole. He stole a sample. And Ren ended up getting a song he poured his soul into, man. Ren pours his soul into everything. And I think what makes me mad about this whole video was Ren was trying to be on the good side of it all the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, he tried to offer so many solutions to this, and Kujo just let all the greed get to him. You know, Ren did not want to be malicious. You know, Ren didn't strike first going public. Kujo did. Kujo made a little flame into a huge inferno, and all Ren was doing was defending himself, you know, was defending his honor. And, you know, and the fact also Kujo was saying, like, he doesn't care about his fans. It's like, dude, it's like Ren poured his whole heart into this song, dude. And just to come to find out that when he got a beat, and it was a beat from somebody that stole it from somebody else, like, dude, I'd be heartbroken too, dude. Especially if, like, you know, Ren pours his heart into everything. And to all of us that really like Ren, that really pay attention to Ren's life, like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, I do reviews, interviews, reactions, whatever, right? But anytime I do any sort of video for Ren and everything, I am giving Ren some of my life because he matters to me. You know, our time on this earth is extremely important, and anytime we dedicate it to anybody, we're sharing an experience with them. We're sharing our life with them. And I thought this was all bullshit. I can't wait to hear the new rendition of Sick Boy. It sucks the whole album. I mean, that was taken down. And, you know, Kujo Beatdown was absolutely sick. It still pisses me off that Ren even had to go through this whole situation. And, like, they were, like, talking about how, like, you know, like, oh, well, what if Kujo had mental health? It's like, dude, nobody's caring what Ren thinks, dude. Nobody, you know, like, Kujo stole a beat, dude. Ren worked his tail off, pouring his heart and soul into these lyrics and these melodies and everything just to be in this whole situation where he had to get a song taken down, which is totally crap, man. Yeah, so, love you, Ren. I'm happy you fought to defend yourself, to defend your honor, to defend all of us. Thank you for always allowing, you know, I'm more of a journalist. I don't like to call myself a reactor because I actually do journalism. I have interviewed over 400 people. I work in radio. And also I've been a singer for 20 years and I've been playing guitar. I know I don't do any singing content on here, but, I don't know, maybe someday. I don't know. But, you know, but I appreciate you always supporting all of us who do reactions to all your videos. I love you, man. I've been here since Hi Ren, The Tale of Jenny and Screech, Money Game, Chalk Outlines. This song, Kujo Beatdown, is absolutely awesome. I absolutely love it. If you're still at this video and you're about 40 minutes in, hit that subscribe button. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Go support Ren. Go support everything of his. If you're Ren, I know you're not watching this, but if you are, I love you, dude. And thank you for being an example of a person that everybody should be, somebody who stands up for themselves and somebody that tries to show compassion before any situation gets heated or becomes aggressive. So I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. My name is Omar Rodriguez, DJ the Don Ramo. Leave your comments below here on the Metal Mixtape.